It's my music top 10, and I don't know what happened to 1973. That will arrive maybe next week. So I've gone straight into 1972. Now, I have to say it's an awfully difficult task whittling it down to 10. So omissions, sorry, Roxy Music's first, the Ziggy Stardust, Machine Head, Rock of Ages by the band, and Clear Spot. Oh, we could go on. So what albums did manage to get in? Right, at number 10, it is Close to the Edge by Yes. This was at a time when I went to all the festivals, and I remember sitting waiting for Yes to appear to preview this new expansive set of songs from their latest album, and what a joy it was. Close to the Edge, the title tracks of course occupied the whole of the second side, and there were only 2 tracks on the first side, And You and I and Siberian Katru. Wonderful progressive music with Hal performing magical things on the guitar, Wakeman's inspirational keyboards, and of course John Anderson on vocals. At 9 is Neil Young, Harvest. I had to put this one in because I was so impressed with the previous effort after the Gold Rush that I immediately went out and bought the follow-up, and it's a pretty good set as well. Heart of Gold was a minor hit which I loved. The orchestral arrangements I really enjoyed, A Man Needs a Maid, and then with Crazy Horse, and Neil continued to remind us all what a great rock band he had, and Words is a tremendous piece of music. At 8, Joe Walsh, Barnstorm. Now, some people said this was an album called Barnstorm by a band called Barnstorm, but I consider it to be the first Joe Walsh solo album, and very nice it is too. He was previously in that band where, oh God, the name escapes me, but it was a funk band, funky rock band. But this was much more James Gang. This was a much more expansive Joe Walsh, littered with lots of cute arrangements and strings. And Bird Call Morning is one that stands out as a beautiful track. Here We Go kicks the album off, but he's still got a few rockers in there, and I particularly like Turn to Stone. So at 7, it's XL and Main Street by the Rolling Stones. This is a double album set, and I have to admit that it took me a long time to get to like this one. It is an acquired taste. There aren't what we would loosely describe as standout tracks. It all stands out really as a band effort, although there was the single Tumbling Dice included on the track list. I particularly like Rip This Joint and Loving Cup. So we're up to number 6, and this is Caravanserai by Santana. Now, I have to confess that the first side of this album I absolutely played to death, and after I'd read that the band were completely stoned throughout the whole session, it made me appreciate it even more. It's a tremendous piece of music. All the songs interlink. Song of the Wind and All the Love of the Universe are the standout lengthy tracks, but you really need to get down, put your headphones on and listen to side 1. Side 2's okay as well, but side 1 is definitely the one that you need to listen to. At 5 is the Eagles, their first album, and there's some beautiful songs on this. Of course, the forever classic Take It Easy, and then Peaceful Easily Feeling, which is a lovely, slow sort of acoustic folk blues, and then the infamous Witchy Woman, where we get a taste of what was to come later with Desperado. So up to number 4, and it's Manassas. Now Manassas, the album is also called Manassas. Manassas brought together Stephen Stills from his Buffalo Springfield band, and he joined up with Chris Hillman, who'd done some work with the Byrds, and then they added in a cracking band, including Joe Lala, Fuzzy Samuel, and a few others, and it's an absolutely brilliant set. The 4 sides actually focus on a slightly different type of music. There's a sort of country side, there's a sort of an international salsa type Latin side, there's a blues side, and there's a melodic folk type side. I personally like the first side. I think it's absolutely tremendous. So my best tracks, Song of Love opens it up. There's a beautiful sort of mix of crazies, Capuan, bluegrass, and then the blues jet set I love. But the top track has got to be The Treasure for a rock song, and the top ballad, sort of country style song, is Johnny's Garden. Try and get to listen to it. We're still only at 3, and that number 3 is Talking Book by Stevie Wonder. I don't know how this man managed to make 2 albums of the quality that he did in 1972, but he did. And Talking Book is up there. You Are the Sunshine of My Life, I Believe, the single Superstition, of course, and who could forget Blame It on the Sun. So we're at 2 now, and it's Can't Buy a Thrill by Steely Dan, their first album. 10 tracks that are absolutely beyond imaginable in terms of their quality. We've first got a taste of Walter Becker and Donald Fagen, and it's absolutely awesome, these tracks. Top ones to recall were the 2 singles, Do It Again and Reeling in the Years, but I love The Change of the Guard and Midnight Cruiser. Oh, I can hear it in my head now. So at number 1 in 1972, well, yes, it's that other album that I hinted at earlier, Stevie Wonder, Music of My Mind. And this album saw Stevie now entirely in control of his own material. He didn't have to tip his cap to anybody else at Tamla Motown. He could do what he wanted, and my God, what a album he put together. Superwoman is a huge highlight for me, as is Happier Than the Morning Sun. I love Girl Blue, but equally I love Keep On Running and Evil. It really is a masterpiece, so please get to listen to it. Music of Your Mind by Stevie Wonder.